Hello and welcome to Lifetime Uncorked, the show where we break down your favorite made-for-TV movies one bottle at a time. I'm your host, Patrick Serrano, and today we are talking about The Killer is Calling. The Killer is Calling stars Janaya Stephens, Robert Bazzucci, Rob Stewart. Not Rod Stewart, Rob Stewart. The movie begins with the presumed killer making his way onto an isolated island community. He calls 911 and breathes heavily. Faye is a veteran 911 operator and training a new guy named Jake. He is new to town and isn't as familiar with everyone who lives on the island. The captain gives Faye the night off and she goes home. As she leaves, a weird guy passes with balloons for a birthday party. Faye goes home and finds her college-age daughter Alex is in for the weekend. And her husband Chris, who is recovering from surgery, stumbling around on crutches. A nurse named Stella doesn't get the cue to leave and invites herself over for a game night. The station ends up short-staffed due to some food poisoning with the birthday cake, and Faye gets called back to help. She immediately gets a call from an unknown caller who is pretending to be a woman in distress, but is using a voice box changer. It's the killer. The killer tells Faye not to warn anyone or call the chief. Faye quickly sends her family a message on FaceTime, and somehow the killer knows. The killer is monitoring every move and tracking them with a camera he dropped off with the birthday gifts.
Hey, where's the camera? Whoa, Faye, what are you doing? Faye?
He's seen everything.
Faye destroys the camera and listens to the call log. She hears a conversation between the new guy, Jake, and the killer. The killer threatened Jake too, and if Jake doesn't comply with what the killer says, he will kidnap and kill his wife. When Faye confronts Jake, he pulls a knife on her and won't let her leave the police station. Faye eventually calms him down and they look through more tapes and find one where a mother and son died because Faye sent first responders to the wrong home. Faye calls the killer back and apologizes. He still wants to kill her family and get revenge. We see through the FaceTime video that Stella has turned on the family and kidnapped Alex and Chris with killer Michael. Jake's wife is also taken. Stella and Michael turn out to be siblings, and they tie the 911 operator's loved ones up and plan to burn them alive for revenge. Jake tries stopping Faye from leaving the station because his wife is pregnant and the killer has her held captive. A drunken prisoner tries to help Faye leave but ends up getting stabbed by Jake. While Jake is distracted administering first aid, Faye knocks Jake out with a hammer and rushes to save her family. And his family, really. Stella and Michael dump gasoline all over the horse stables. Stella wonders if it's too extreme, but Michael tells her they can't turn back now. That classic criminal saying. When Stella learns Jake's wife is pregnant, she unties her and pretends to chase after her. As the barn burns, Faye rolls up and fights with Michael, eventually taking him out with a wrench or some other barn tool that I couldn't identify. She frees her family and Michael ends up burning alive. And that is The Killer is Calling. The Killer is Calling is told mostly through phone calls and audio recordings, which would be awesome for a podcast or a voiceover like I'm doing right now. Since it is a movie and it is a visual medium, we got a lot of tight shots of faces listening to phone calls and audio waves. It didn't make for the most interesting viewing experience. A lot of action we don't see, and I totally left out a lot of stuff from my recap because it's just a phone call and there's no visual to go with that. A lot of things happen off camera. That makes the ending of this movie so jarring because we have to wrap everything up in a different location than the station, and the viewer is kind of like, whoa, what's going on? This movie had 4 kills, and I would definitely put a cork in it. That's it for this week. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and follow the show at Lifetime Uncorked. Or you can follow me at Patrick Miguel. Lifetime Uncorked is also a podcast with hundreds of episodes recapping Lifetime movies. Listen wherever you get your podcasts or visit lifetimeuncorked.com for full reviews. If you like this video and want more, please leave a tip on Ko-fi, buy me a glass of wine, and I'll keep watching Lifetime. That's it for this week. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.